Hello everyone, this is Palladian Star Healer and welcome to this week's Pick a Crystal, Discovering the Starseed Within. So before we begin with the picker pile, I have a little surprise for you here. Each card contains a Starseed origin. So I want you to choose the crystal that calls to you the most, try to stay away from favorites, pick the crystal that really calls your attention. Now I want you to keep in mind that if you do have suspicion or confirmation that you may be a starseed, for example, like if you're a Palladian, do know that you can have more than one lineage. And for those who are new, I would recommend that whatever starseed lineage you pick to do a lot of research on, and I hope that you're able to find a lot of clarity by doing so. So we're going to begin with, we have Lapis Lazuli. We have Larimar, we have Carnelian, Unakite, blue Calcite, Ziosite, and Garnet. So now that you've chosen your crystal, we're going to begin with the reveal. So for those who have chosen Lapis Lazuli, let us see what is your starseed origin. And we have Andromedan. And it says, jump in, adventure, say yes to change. So most likely Andromedan lessons are teaching you to take risk. Being open to adventure, being flexible, saying yes to change, fighting for freedom. Usually these people who are Andromedan energy, they love to travel. They have like that wanderlust. You may find yourself in situations perhaps where people are trying to suppress your freedom or oppress you in some ways. And really, Andromedan energy behind it is just basically telling you to really learn to live your life, to take risks. As you see there, it says jump in, take your best foot forward. And really, as you see in the card, is someone diving into the center of the universe. So just take that step. So you may find yourself in a lot of lessons where you may have to take a certain risk and not be so overly cautious. So we're going to go on to the next one. So for those who chose Larimar, your starseed origin is Palladian energy. And it says big picture thinking, visionary, inspired ideas. So being a Palladian is basically learning how to bring forth visions and things that inspire you. Usually Palladian people are very creative. The lessons here are also about teaching you how to step fully into your goals and not being so afraid to accomplish, to have more self-belief, and learning to really take action, and really seeing the bigger picture, as I say, to find the solution and to focus on the problem. So if you chose Larimar, you are a Palladian. So let's go on to the next one. So for those who chose the Carnelian, you are, a Syrian. Messenger, bringing harmony and balance. So you are what we considered a messenger. So you may have the gift of channeling messages either from the divine or from, the galactical beings. Your lessons usually will require bringing balance. So you may find yourself very ungrounded, may always feeling like things are not in alignment, so to speak. So your lessons will involve bringing harmony into your own life within and providing harmony to the world. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the next one. So for those who chose the Unakite, you are an Arcturian. Deep cellular healing, both the physical and emotional healing. So your lessons will require a lot of healing. You may even be attracted to healing modalities, perhaps like Reiki, therapy. So your lessons will require learning to heal on a deep emotional level, especially from trauma. If you're physically always sick, healing on a physical level. This type of Arcturian energy teaches you to prioritize your health, learning self-care, and also knowing how to find calmness and being content with your life. So if you chose the Unakite, you are an Arcturian. Now for those who chose the blue calcite, you are a Hadarian. It says you got the love, codependency, and boundaries. So Hadarians, you will find that your lessons involve learning boundaries and establishing boundaries, learning to be independent regardless of the relationships you have, learning to receive as much as you give. And you may find that you Hadarians have a lot of relationship problems, have a lot of problems finding love, because usually they often find themselves with abusers, narcissistic people, because they don't know how to have boundaries, because Hadarians are all about love. They're just pure love, very empathetic beings. So your lessons as a Hadarian is to learn boundaries and how to be independent and not to really depend on others for your happiness and your fulfillment. So if you pick the blue calcite, you are a Hadarian. So for those who pick the Ziosite, you are from Orion. And this has to do with karmic relationships, polarity, soul growth, and conflict. So an Orion starseed will definitely be placed in a lot of fulfilling karmic lessons, karmic debt. This is to help you evolve, learning duality, to not be afraid of your shadow, not be afraid of the dark, to know that the dark, it contributes to your light, okay? To speak up, to be open regardless of your struggles. Orion energy, they really go through a lot, okay? Because there's a lot of karmic stuff happening, a lot of karmic relationships, but you learn through these relationships. So Orion energy, Orion starseeds have it a little rough, but it's all for the betterment of your soul. As you see there, it says soul growth. So if you picked the Ziosite, you are an Orion. Now for those who picked the Garnet, you are a light worker, starseed. And it says here, serve the world by being you, a double mission. So a light worker is about self-acceptance, okay? To light up the world with your presence. So you may find that your lessons involve rejection, feeling the need to be validated or accepted. So that is your lesson here as a light worker, to accept yourself and to reflect that calmness and happiness into your exterior. That's how you're going to change the world, by reflecting the stillness within you into your outer experience. Okay, so if you chose the Garnet, you are a light worker. And if you chose two crystals and the Garnet happens to be the one you've chosen, then you have a double mission for the one Starseed origin you have chosen and for this one. So now we're going to start with the pick a crystal pile. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing. You're going to choose the crystal that costs you the most. And we have the cotton candy aura quartz. We have in the middle, we have the amethyst point. And then we have green fluorite. So let's start with the reveal. So for those who have chosen the cotton candy aura, so the questions we're going to be asking here is, what did you come to gift this world as a starseed? What did you come to this world to learn as a human, How can you align yourself with your starseed purpose and a message from your galactic guides? So please keep in mind with your starseed pick that you have chosen, okay? So we're going to begin. What did you come to gift this world as a starseed? And the first card is Soul Star Chakra, merging with the divine. So you come to give this world with being spiritually in tune. So you may find that you are very into spirituality. You take, transcending very serious. You're going to teach, you're going to gift the world by teaching others, on how to let go. how to just go with the, with the flow of things. You perhaps even have the gift to channel guided messages from divine beings or from galactic beings as well. Your gift will be lifting the vibration of this world and rising its frequency. And also, those who have chosen this crystal, you will gift the world with your wisdom. And if you feel like you don't have wisdom to give, you do. You have to put an end to those self-limiting beliefs. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next card. And it says, what did you come to learn in this human experience? And we have heart chakra, unfurling back to love. So another chakra card. So you come to learn in this human experience on how to love yourself, how to have compassion with yourself and others, receiving healing through the heart center. So this is perhaps something that you really need to work on. You may have experiences with a lot of heartbreak, a lot of suffering. Okay, you probably have difficulties with connecting with others, or really want to connect with others, but you don't seem to have the luck. This has to do with self-acceptance, loving yourself for who you are, and to overcome insecurities and triggers. So that is what you came to learn in this human experience. So the next one is, how can you align yourself with your starseed purpose? And we have luminescence. So you see she has a heart in the center of her chest. So again, this has to do with vibrating love, self-love, the love of self, and vibrating it into the world. If you see the lines, it has like a heartbeat, like a frequency. Okay, this has to do about duality, accepting your shadows as a contribution to your strengths, because you cannot love yourself if you don't love all of you, if you don't love your flaws or whatever you would consider flaws or your weaknesses. Okay, so you need to love all of yourself. Learning to be vulnerable, how she has her heart open, learning to be vulnerable with yourself, being honest with yourself, and learning to be vulnerable with others, even if the things you have been through have been kind of hard. Okay, this also has to do with living to your fullest authenticity. Okay, so that is how you can align yourself with your starseed purpose, really doing the shadow work and really finding out who you really are and loving it for all its shadow and all its light. So that is how you can align yourself with your starseed purpose. So the last one is a message from your galactic guides. And we have Earth Star Chakra. We have initiation. So they want you, the message here is about balance. They want you to obtain balance. And you have to attain balance in order to connect to higher realms. That's why we have initiation. So they may want you to really dive in and getting more in balance so you can be able to connect with them and to connect with your journey. And they should be able to help you along your starseed journey. This has to do with also doing energy work. This also has to do with grid line work. People like ley lines, certain vortexes around the earth. So you may find, if you didn't know now or before, you're able to pick up certain energies in places that you go to. And people who are able to do grid line work, they're actually able to sense the energy of the planet and actually fix it energetically. Hence why, I don't know if you've ever seen where if there's like a hurricane going on or a tornado or something catastrophic in regards to the planet, people usually say, can you please send energy? The people who can do grid line work are really good at that. Okay, and this card also encourages groundiness. So your galactic guides want you to really focus on becoming more grounded and balanced so you can be able to connect with them better. So that is the message for those who chose the cotton candy aura. So now we're going to go to the next one. So for those who chose the amethyst point, so we're going to ask, what did you come to gift this world as a starseed. And we have new blueprints. So this is about changing the world by you being the change that you want to see. You see blueprints, blueprints is the outline of, for example, like a building, a structure. So you want to build something. So basically you have to build yourself, change yourself. And by doing so, you will inspire others to take action. That is your divine mission here, your purpose. You're a bigger part of what you think you are. Okay, and this will cause ripples by the things that you do. So you have to give to inspire others by the things that you do. So keep that in mind. But in order to do that, you have to do the work and you have to transform, because you see she has the butterfly at her throat. So I would recommend, since it's by her throat chakra, you perhaps would need to speak about the changes that you've made, by doing the work. So as you do the work and you speak up on the things that you've went through and how you overcame them, through that action, you will encourage others, and they will encourage and recommend that kind of transformation, that kind of change. So that is how you're going to gift the world as a starseed. So then we have the next one. We have, what did you come to learn in this human experience? And we have home. Very beautiful cards. So you came to learn in this human experience to feel like you belong here on earth. So you may feel like you don't belong here, or perhaps you may even question your family, like you perhaps maybe feel, adopted, or like you're like the black sheep of the family, as they say. So this is about your learning experience being on earth will be about finding home within yourself. Because you see she's pointed towards the star in the center of her heart. That you are home. That you don't need to seek out the external to feel like you belong. This is about feeling connected and being part of a collective oneness. Okay, and being more comfortable in your human experience. For starseeds, the human experience can be very, very, very difficult because your soul is not used to the human experience. So your lessons here will also require you to be more grounding and really seeking out more stability in all aspects. So that goes for mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual. Okay, so the next one is, how can you align yourself with your starseed purpose? And we have, sorry, that was too quick. We have Mount Shasta. Okay, so this is about looking more into your star origins. So if you're not familiar with starseed lineage, whatever card you picked at the beginning of this video, it would recommend you to do further research, okay? This also has to do with ancestral lines, perhaps investigating more your bloodline and the Uraric ancestral line. And if you see, it's right next to the home card. So definitely, if you're feeling like you don't belong here, you don't fit in, they really, really want you to look into your ancestry line and also your galactic lineage, okay? Also, this also recommends to connecting with Lemuria or visiting sacred places that might trigger certain experiences, because Mount Shasta is very known to be a very, very spiritual place. People have been known to channel messages and receive past life information and things like that. So you may be called to visit a place. Perhaps you also have been to places where you feel like you've been there before, especially if it's a historic place. You may feel like this familiarity. So they definitely want you to investigate further, because this is how you're going to be more in alignment with your starseed purpose, by actually really seeking out this kind of information, really getting to know your connections as a starseed. Okay, so now we're going to go to the message your galactic guides have for you. And we have alignment. So definitely your guides really want you to be in alignment, to manifest things more from a place of love, to understand that where you place your intent and your intention and your attention, the energy goes. You know, and also like if things are not happening the way that you want them to, you know, you are asked to look into other areas of your life where there may be some type of misalignment. Okay, and this may require for you to let go of certain things. Sometimes we become a little too fascinated or fixated on a certain path, and we don't realize that the universe is trying to force us out of it because there is something that is much more in alignment with who we are. Okay, so again, you know, like to seek solutions instead of focusing on the problem. Okay, really, I know that's easier said than done, but it's something that will help you enormously. And also, this is about becoming a vibrational match to what you're seeking. Okay, so the universe may force you out of certain things that you may want, and you may be going through disappointment, but understand that the universe is working with, so you could be more in alignment with your divine purpose. Okay, so, and this also has, you know, the question to really keep in mind as when you want to become more aligned is you have to ask yourself, like, if the decisions that you're making, if they're done in fear, avoidance, or are they done in love? Okay, so those are the questions that you can ask yourself when it comes to doing work on being more aligned with within yourself and with the things that you want to do for your life. Okay, so that is those who chose the Amethyst point. So we're going to move on to the next one. So for those who chose the green fluorite, so we're going to ask now, what gift do you have that you're going to give to this world as a starseed? And we have freedom. So you're going to gift this world by being free, living life to its fullest potential. This also has to do with creative expression, you know, whether through art, writing, dance, you know, anything that makes you feel free. And if you're really not sure on what makes you free, you really need to ask yourself, like, what does freedom mean to you? You know, because we all want freedom, but freedom could be different for everyone, you know, so ask yourself, like, what does freedom mean to you? And allow freedom to be in alignment with what you want it to be. Otherwise, you may find yourself a little unsettled, lost or ungrounded, and perhaps even confused. Okay, because you know, free doesn't always mean like be chaotic, you know, and do whatever you want. You know, you have to make sure that your freedom is in alignment what really makes you happy and what really makes you feel like one. You know, this may also inspire you to break free of things that are bound to you. And by doing that, you're showing others, you know, that they can break free of their toxic connections, you know. So you basically should live by example. Okay, so the things that you do, especially when it comes to, you know, freedom, you know, speaking freely, thinking freely, you will inspire others to do the same. So that is what your gift is, inspiring others to think freely, you know, and to speak up freely. So the next one is, what did you come to learn in this human experience? And we have the third eye chakra. So you come to learn how to connect with the spirit world, unraveling perhaps, you know, psychic abilities. So you may be in the game for a long time, but do know that it's a never-ending learning thing. You can always learn more things. Perhaps you may be encouraged to try different intuitive, you know, area. Perhaps like if you never done mediumship before, perhaps you can do that. Or if you never done Reiki before, you can dive into Reiki. So, you know, here you will learn to connect to a higher source, to also see beyond what you see with your physical eyes, you know, to also rely on that gut feeling, you know, and see beyond illusions. So perhaps you may find yourself as a person who believes things very easily, or for example with people, you probably tend to ignore red flags and just believe the good in everyone. So for you, your learning experience will have to entitle you looking past illusions and really seeing things for what they really are, and really learning to trust your intuition and that gut feelings that you get, to really learn not to doubt yourself anymore, to also have a balance between being grounded but also using your intuitive sight to access your wisdom, and also enhancing your imagination and living the life that you imagine. Okay, because visualization also stems from the third eye. It really helps the third eye. So really diving into opening the third eye chakra, balancing the third eye chakra will really help you manifest, see things a lot more clearly about things that you want in your life. Okay, so now we're going to go with how can you align yourself with your starseed purpose. And we have crystal keys. Beautiful. So this is about finding the wisdom behind your triggers. Okay. This is what's going to help you align yourself better. So you're going to have to do a lot of self-awareness, like higher awareness. And if you see, is right next to the third eye chakra. So, basically they really want you to focus on opening your third eye and being more in awareness, breaking free of old patterns that create drama, or that keep you stuck in repetitive cycles. Okay. Crystals perhaps can be something that can help you with, being in alignment with your purpose, or even breaking, repetitive cycles. Because if you see, you have crystals there. And since this is a Lemurian deck, perhaps a Lemurian crystal can help you, because Lemurian crystals are known to, unlock hidden knowledge and wisdom, and to help with the third eye. And also, if you are called to crystals, working with crystals are that focus on breaking old habits. You can use either Amethyst, Carnelian, citrine, Garnet, Hematite, and Lepidolite. So those are some crystals that you can use to help you with breaking repetitive cycles and bad habits that keep you from being free, as you see with the first card, living to your fullest potential. This is also about surrendering to the flow of life. Understand that to be in alignment with yourself, they may come as synchronicity or in a form of riddles. Like, for example, in Buddhism, there's a thing that they're called koan, and they're riddles used in meditations to come to understanding of things or going deeper. For example, there's one that says, if a tree falls in the woods when no one is listening, does it make a sound? So, you might need to dive into meditative practices like Buddhism or yogic practices to help you gain a deeper knowledge, to free you of any type of stagnation and, old cycles, as I said before, and really working on the third eye. So now, what is your message from your galactic guides? And we have life force energy. So the message here they have for you is that healing is possible, that breaking free is possible, that you don't have to be imprisoned by anyone or even yourself, that it's just an illusion. You have the ability to break free. They want you to be aware of the company you keep, also what you put in your body. This also, they recommend engaging in healing modalities, because this can actually help you with your journey. Perhaps, diving into Reiki or receiving Reiki or any type of energy healing work, accessing the chi. But your ultimate goal right now is awareness and making your life heaven on earth, and aligning your choices on a higher octave You can also, take a moment and to focus on this card and to receive the healing energy. And also this card, it says life force energy. So if you're battling like health issues, know that this is a sign that health and healing is coming and that it's possible. And even if you are terminally sick, you can still enjoy life and still experience life, heaven on earth, as they say. Okay, so this is the message for those who picked the green fluorite. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe, or leave any feedback. I will leave my links to my other social media if you want to follow me there. So stay tuned to more Pick a Crystal readings, and stay tuned also for my weekly What the Fuck Tarot forecast that usually I upload on Thursdays. So I want everyone to have a great rest of their day, and I hope that this message finds you well and provides you with the clarity that you were looking for. Thank you so much for watching and for supporting my work. Bye.